The moment you realized that a middle power was making big moves. For the first time in 12 years, on October 10 this year, Indonesia's Foreign Minister Sujono visited the isolated state of Pyongyang. An invitation from North Korea's top diplomat. What does that mean? Why now? And how could this change the global balance of power? Let's dive in. First, let's look at what's happening. Indonesia isn't just renewing old ties. During the visit, the two countries signed a new memorandum of understanding on bilateral consultations, alongside Indonesia offering to facilitate North Korea's closer engagement with the Association of Southeast Asian Nations ASEAN and the ASEAN Regional Forum ARF. For context, trade between Indonesia and North Korea remains tiny, just $2.1 million in the first 8 months of 2025, down from $2.3 million in the same period in 2024. On the bigger stage, Indonesia's diplomatic influence is rising. According to the Lowy Institute's 2023 index, Indonesia ranked 9th among 26 Asia-Pacific countries for diplomatic influence, first in Southeast Asia ahead of Vietnam and Singapore. Now we'll discuss why this matters. Because when a middle power steps into such a role, it signals something deeper than just a friendly handshake. Geostrategic position. Indonesia is the world's fourth largest population, Southeast Asia's biggest economy, and straddles key maritime routes. Its choices matter for global power dynamics. Multipolar shift. Major powers US, China, Russia are squaring off in the Indo-Pacific. Indonesia's offer to act as a bridge between North Korea and ASEAN dilutes the binary model of great power alignment. By engaging Pyongyang, Jakarta isn't siding strictly with Washington or Beijing, it's choosing a path of strategic autonomy. Middle power agency. Historically, middle powers follow the lead of bigger powers. Indonesia is showing signs of shaping the agenda, not just reacting. A recent study described Indonesia's policy towards North Korea as a middle power approach, developing country voice, regional leader, bridge builder, and advocate of democracy. Let's see what's at stake. Diplomatic risk. By engaging North Korea, Indonesia must maintain strong ties with South Korea, the US, Japan, and other partners who are skeptical of Pyongyang. For instance, Jakarta's defense relations with Seoul include a strategic partnership worth roughly $18.37 billion in trade as of 2024. Institutional impact. If North Korea begins meaningful participation in ASEAN-led forums, that would shift influence in Northeast Asia. Indonesia offering that path suggests it wants to elevate ASEAN's voice. Reputational cost. Playing the role of a broker comes with the possibility of being squeezed between competing major powers. If Indonesia appears to legitimize a regime under heavy sanctions, it could face backlash or constraints. Finally, let's reflect on what this could mean for global order. With rising power competition, diplomacy is less about choosing sides and more about managing networks. If Indonesia succeeds in turning its outreach into sustained frameworks, consultation platforms, involvement of previously isolated states, regional mechanisms, the global balance of power may tilt ever so slightly away from old blocs. What was once unipolar or bipolar could become more fluid, more interconnected, and less dominated by a few, but the outcome is uncertain. If these moves remain symbolic without institutional follow-through, the moment will pass. Yet even the attempt shows that middle powers aren't sitting on the sidelines anymore, they rate in the game. And when they play, they change the board. In short, Indonesia's diplomacy isn't just about expanding relationships, it's about redefining what leadership looks like in a multipolar age. And as the world watches, one quietly significant visit may signal far more than meets the eye.